Merle Haggard warned America about this years ago. To quote him, they're walking on the fighting side of me. And that is exactly what New York just did. Because this is not just another Democrat primary. This is not just local New York politics. This is the socialist wing of the Democrat Party proving they can take City Hall. They can knock out incumbents and send their movement straight to Congress. The old Democratic Party is not in control anymore. The Mamdani movement just went national. And if the rest of America does not pay attention now, this same model is coming to a sanctuary city near you. 3 Mamdani-backed progressives just won key congressional primaries in New York. 2 sitting Democrats were knocked out. The establishment got embarrassed, and this is not just a New York story.
Of this tonight.
The revolution is being televised. That's what I make of it. The Mamdani phenomenon is not a one-guy thing. The Democratic Socialists are an insurgency in this party.
Did you hear that? The Democrat Socialists are an insurgency. This is coming from Van Jones. He is a former Obama White House advisor. I don't know what his actual job was in there other than trying to divide America, but he actually just said out loud what is happening in America. This is an insurgency by Democrat socialists, and most of them don't align with the good old red, white, and blue. Most of them want to defund the police. They want to tear the Constitution apart. They want to put things in place so that you and I are paying for this trash. And it's so disgusting to think 25 years ago in New York City, we all know what happened on 9/11. And now this is happening on the ground, in City Hall, in members of Congress, on the same streets that firefighters, law enforcement, military, and other members of emergency services lost their lives. That is what is happening in New York City right now. And you heard him say it. It's an insurgency.
Dan Goldman, who obviously everyone will remember from leading Trump's impeachment when he was working and then obviously becoming a congressman. What are you making of this tonight?
The revolution is being televised. That's what I make of it. The Mamdani phenomenon is not a one-guy thing. The Democratic Socialists are an insurgency in this party. We'll see what happens in New York 13. But I think people who thought this was going to be, a kind of a cute guy off to the side, there's a huge infrastructure here. There's a movement here. There's passion here. And people who don't like it are going to have to wake up and smell the coffee. This is a serious movement inside the Democratic Party. The left is on the march.
Congressman, obviously, you're the Democrat here at the table, the Democratic official with us. I mean, when you're looking at this.
Do you believe what's happening right now? Are you understanding what is occurring before your eyes? The old Democrat Party is gone. The old Democrat Party is so conservative compared to the movement happening right now. Now, this is just my opinion, but this is what I envision. I envision Democrats possibly winning the Senate. If they win the Senate, if they take the House, the first thing that they try to do is impeach the President of the United States. That'll be the day one movement. And then they pack the Supreme Court, which they've already told us that's exactly what they're going to do. When they pack the Supreme Court, they will push through new legislation to remove that little rule that you have to be an American-born citizen to become president of the United States. And when they do that, do you know who their candidate is going to be? Because I believe I know who their candidate's going to be. I believe it's going to be the guy right here in the New York Knicks t-shirt, the New York Knicks jersey. That is what they want. Because if that's the only obstacle in the way of this actually happening. And if they get an opportunity They're going to seize it. The Democrat Socialist Party, the Democrats, they've been taken over. They play dirty. They play for keeps. And they will do nothing or stop at nothing to get exactly what they want. Meanwhile, we have these rhino Republicans in Congress that can't even get a bill passed to limit American citizens for voting. That's what's happening in America right now, guys. Our conservative movement has been taken over by limp-wristed soy latte losers. Meanwhile, the Democrat Party has been taken over by an insurgency, to quote Van Jones. And he's never been more right. The Democrat Party always tells you what they're going to do. And they are, right now, they are winning over the Democrat Party. They are taking over. And it comes down to a lot of what I call empathy. Because you're supposed to feel sorry for these people. You're supposed to feel guilty. You're supposed to feel bad. And I want to play, and when you feel bad, then you vote for people like this. Think back to when Obama ran in 2008, and so many people voted for him to try to rinse away the white guilt. And that's basically how Obama got elected. There were so many people that felt this white guilt that could be removed by voting for him because maybe they had a family member that fought in the Civil War. Maybe they had a family member that fought in the First World War. Maybe they had a family member that stormed the beaches at Omaha. And they could get rid of all that guilt by voting for Obama. And now you're seeing it right now. This is Obama 2.0. And how many of you think Obama's pulling the strings here? He is the puppet maker. And it seems like Mamdani is the kingmaker in New York. And I don't know how we get back to some level of common sense. But that the way the Democrat Party has twisted this is going to amaze you.
Mamdani was just about affordability, doesn't understand that election. It was partly about Gaza. Young people saw on their phones for 2 years the genocide that took place. And for many people, it's a test of character. Are you going to deny that genocide, or are you going to say what took place, and you're going to...
It's all about Gaza. You hear Ro Khanna right here. This guy, I don't know how or why he's in office other than he's an operative. He's a political operative. He's not bashful. He's not secretive about what he's doing. This is all Gaza. This is all Israel's fault. That's why New York City fell. At what point do they blame the towers on Israel? I mean, come on, man.
Stand for human rights. That was the central difference in this race between Dan Goldman and Brad Lander. And Brad Lander won. And in my view, this is going to be a central divide heading into 2026. And
Dan Goldman, one of the most radical leftist Democrats in Congress, just lost at a 2-to-1 margin. Dan Goldman's also Jewish. Think about it. Brad Lander, pro-Palestinian. It's all about Gaza. New York City is basically the new Gaza Strip. But sadly, about 77% of Jewish people in America continue to vote for Democrats. And that's what you get. At some point, I'm just like, you know what, to hell with New York. But I can't do it. I can't talk myself into that. They have crossed into the fighting side of me. And this is disgusting. But it just gets worse. And this is the new face of the Democrat Party. There's no way around it. Now, he's got a merry band of idiots.
That Israel has played a bigger role in any district, any more than in this particular district. We are talking about New York's 10th district. I mean, chance to be the New York 10 Dem nominee. Dan Goldman, the incumbent, a hero of the Trump first impeachment trial among Democrats, only has a 1, 2, 3% chance of actually holding.
Dan Goldman, Democrat hero, Mamdani Zero. He's used. He's yesterday's toilet paper. Flush this guy. Look at this. This is the net favorability rating among Democrats. Democrats have now went full socialist. I think there was another party called like Democrat Socialist of Germany. Somebody remind me of who was in charge of that. Somebody remind me. Democrat Socialist of Germany, guy with a little mustache, and now we've got a guy with a beard. Are you starting to understand this? Free buses, a turkey in every oven, a Volkswagen in every garage. When is he just going to come out and shave the beard and go to the mustache? Because that's exactly what I'm seeing right now. And more of his picks. Here's another one. She won. Claire Valdez. Look what she's for. She calls for a transmission Bill of Rights, including taxpayer-funded, switcheroos. And she calls Democrats cowards for distancing themselves from the transmission activism. I don't know what else we got to talk about here. I don't know what else that I can say to make you believe what they're saying, what they're doing. They're not hiding this anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
This is your victory. What you all have shown this evening, whether for state assembly, state senate, or Congress, is that a year ago, it was not the end of a political movement. It was the beginning. And let's hear it for a politics that will never forget working people.
Never forget working people. Sadly, the people that vote for this guy don't work. They don't want to work. They want you to work, and they want you to pay for every damn thing that they want. That's what's happening.
For a politics that is ready to write a new chapter in our party's history.
Conservative Partnership Institute Vice President.
This is the new face of the Democrat Party. Gone are the days of Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, John Kerry, Al Gore. That party is finished. Obama is probably pulling the strings here. But I think this might have surpassed Obama. This is the new side of that establishment. And the Democratic establishment just got embarrassed. That is what's really happening in real time. It is a binary choice in America right now. You might not agree with some of the Republicans. You probably hate a lot of the rhinos. I do too. But the other option is bleak. It's disgusting. It should scare the hell out of you. And if it doesn't, and you continue to just say, oh, it'll never happen here. I never thought it would happen in a city where the Twin Towers fell. But 25 years later, it has. And I'll say this once again. They are on the fighting side of me.